Hello, my dear students. How are you? Our today's new topic is prediction of natural disaster. Today's plan: analyze and interpret data on natural disasters to forecast future events, explain how technology can be used to predict and prepare for natural disasters. We will discuss technologies that allows natural disasters to be measured and predicted. We will discuss your opinions on an article about government-mandated evacuation for a natural disaster. Why it is important to measure and predict natural disasters. Engineers must understand the causes and behavior of our planet's natural forecasts so they can help people survive natural disasters. They design devices that help us minimize, eliminate, or predict the effects of natural disasters. Detecting, predicting, and warning about natural disasters help populations evacuate and seek shelter. How engineers measure and predict natural disasters. Engineers design mountain, ocean, earth, and atmospheric monitoring devices. They design weather instruments, radar, and satellites to collect data and make predictions. Sometimes engineers make devices to trigger smaller hazards in order to prevent larger ones. This photo is avalanche monster's photo, his predictor of natural disaster. How to detect tsunamis. Technology: tsunamis can be detected. Engineers design special buoys that can be left far out at sea to detect tsunamis with tsunami waves early. This gives time for coastal areas to be evacuated. Sensors placed on the ocean bottom can detect even small tsunamis. Sensor information is sent to buoys and to satellites that send information to tsunami centers. The system collectively is known as DART, Deep Ocean Assessment and Reporting of Tsunamis. This photo is structure of detecting tsunamis. How to detect earthquakes. Technology: earthquakes can be detected and measured. The most common way of detecting and measuring earthquakes is a seismometer mixed as a printout called a seismograph. First photo is seismometer, second is seismograph. Seismometer devices to detect vibration in the Earth's surface can detect earthquakes people can't even feel, are often placed near fault lines to detect very small earthquakes to help predict when a large earthquake might occur. There are at least 3 different measures for rating earthquakes. 3 methods for measurement. First is a Mercalli scale, second is a Richter scale, third is a moment magnitude scale. First one is Mercalli scale. It is rate earthquakes on a level of damage at a certain place. For example, modified Mercalli intensity scale. The next is Richter scale, which is scale of earthquake energy, which label is 10 times stronger than the previous label. In this Richter scale, there are description, occurrence, and population movement. Next one is moment magnitude scale, which level of magnitude is about 32 times more than the last. The next is detecting tornadoes and hurricanes. Technology: tornadoes and hurricanes can be detected. The engineers created Doppler radar stations that are able to detect approaching thunderstorms. Doppler radar sends out pulses or radio waves and then measure how long it takes the waves to bounce off objects and return. This information can help scientists determine the size of the storm, direction it's moving, and its severity. Detecting tornadoes. Tornado supports are also used to activate tornado warnings. Tornado intensity is measured on the Puget scale based on the damage of tornado inflicts on human-built structures and vegetations. This is structure of Puget scale. Hurricanes are classified as categories. First two category is based upon their sustained wind speed. The scale used is the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, predicting volcanic eruptions. Technology: volcanic eruptions can be predicted. One indication that the volcano is about to erupt is that the volcanic mountain grows larger as magma moves toward Earth's surface. So this change is difficult to notice because the growth is so small and takes so long. Engineers have developed altimeters that can detect small changes in the shape of volcanoes. Altimeters are placed directly on the side of volcanoes to help predict upcoming eruptions. This is instrument of predicting volcanic eruptions. Next is monitoring floods. Technology. Floods can be monitored with technology. Floods are monitored with a water gauge. A water gauge is a vertical post marked with water depths and placed in rivers and streams that float open. If the water rises over a certain level on the gauge, nearby communities may be evacuated to prevent loss of lives. Some fancier water gauges automatically relay information to local data sensors. This is instrument of monitoring floods. Okay, students, next we will watch video about this topic.
Questions about the weather, and today's question comes from one of Miss B's 6th grade students in Reading, Massachusetts. Piper asks, how do we know if a flood or other natural disaster is going to come? Great question, Piper, and it gives us a chance to show you a little bit about how we make a forecast of any kind, really. So it all starts with the supercomputers and the weather modeling that happens here. This is one example of the supercomputers. This is based in Orlando that run millions, if not even trillions, of mathematical equations that describe how the atmosphere works and what's going to happen in the future based on how it starts, the initial conditions that we put into it. And we get out lots of information, like the temperature forecast and the jet stream forecast and where it's going to rain and where there's high and low pressures and where there's all these little tiny disturbances in the atmosphere, little subtleties, which really can affect the forecast. So to answer your specific question about flooding, we take a look at several factors. Where has the rainfall been heavy recently? What has the past precipitation been for your area in specific? We look at how much moisture is coming in the atmosphere based on the forecast. We look at the rainfall, the duration of rain, and the intensity of rain that's expected to come with a particular weather pattern. So let's just look at this weekend, because we've got, starting on Friday, a couple of days of rain coming our way into Texas. So this is the forecast area for rain. We've got it on the map. And in terms of this rain coming in, it is going to be heavy at times. There is a decent amount of atmospheric moisture. You can see that link coming in all the way here over the Gulf of Mexico, coming up into southern Texas. So we know that there is the potential for it to be heavy for some time. The question is, will that rainfall rate be too much for the ground to take? Will that last for a really long period of time? Well, based on the modeling, we take a look and you can see the yellows indicate where we see some heavier rainfall. San Antonio and Austin and Central and South Texas, yes, we get some bouts of some heavier rain, but it's not like it just sits still and dumps rain for the entire Friday, Saturday into Sunday time frame. And you add that to the fact that we haven't had a lot of rain across this area since the beginning of March. You can see most of the rain farther north, up towards Dallas and maybe Waco, but San Antonio south, we could actually use a little bit of rain. The drought monitor showed us that we are looking at some drier conditions there. The soil moisture shows us that the soil here, as Steph just talked about, is pretty dry all across this area. And so with that, we do actually have some, not just severe, but also some extreme and exceptional drought in South Texas. We can handle a little bit of rain. The concern, of course, would be if it came down too much at once, if that intensity was too high. And so that's why there is a possible outlook for some flash flooding Friday into Saturday morning, but it's not certainly one of the highest cases that we've seen because of all of those other factors. But whether you want to gain some wisdom about, send us your questions on social media, either tagging AIMHQ or using the hashtag weatherwisdom, and we'll answer them every day.
Okay, students, this video was very interesting. Next is homework. I will give some tasks about prediction of natural disaster. There are 6 tasks by Bloom taxonomy. For example, knowledge, understanding, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, evaluating. First task is learn by heart new words. Second is watch the video from this link. Third is read the text and get acquainted with information about this topic. Fourth is answer the questions. Next is watch the video and answer the questions. The last one is find the 8 natural disasters from this crossword. Students, I hope today's lesson was very clear to all. See you soon. Goodbye.